And normally I wouldn't do this. It's nuts. Bothers me. Hit a pitching wedge here.
All right, guys, we are at one of our favorite courses, one of the best courses in New Jersey, Ballyowen here at Crystal Springs. And we've posted up here on the 17th hole. Don't worry, no one's behind us. We're on dawn patrol today.
5:45 a.m.
5:45 in the morning, because here's what we're gonna do. We are going to do a fun little kind of comparison of aggressive versus hyper conservative play on this par 5.
Okay.
So we're both mid-handicappers, right? You know, we're not pros. We hit some bad shots from time to time, but we've always kind of wondered, should you kind of always try to stretch it out on a par 5, or should you lay up and set yourself up for a wedge? So here's how we're gonna do this. We're gonna play this hole, the 17th hole. It's a 475-yard par 5. We're gonna play it 6 times.
Okay.
Okay? Play it 6 times in a row, alternating between 2 different methods of playing it. So the first method we're gonna call grip it and rip it. The way we're gonna do that, you tee off, wherever your ball ends up, you're going to try on your second shot to advance it as close to the green as you can. Depending on the lie, there's gonna be different situations, things like that. You can get a 3-wood on it, whatever it may be. Who knows, maybe reach the green in 2.
Maybe.
I don't know, but that's gonna be the grip it and rip it. Then we're gonna have another method we're gonna call wedge it home. So what you're gonna do with your second shot is you're going to hit it to a spot where you feel like you're most comfortable hitting a wedge.
Okay.
So maybe you say at 100 yards out is a great full swing, whatever wedge for me. I'm gonna try to leave myself 100. So you're gonna purposely play it as a 3-shot hole. Now, there's a lot that comes into play. You take a look down there, you see some heavy bunkering around the green. I don't know if that's gonna come into play, but if you've got any predictions, drop them in the comments below. Let us know which way you think is gonna work out better. What we're gonna do, we're both wearing our Shot Scope V3s. These are gonna track every single shot we take out there automatically. So when we're all done, we're gonna dive into the data and take a shot-by-shot look at this thing.
It's great.
To see how it really worked out. And we're also gonna look at our scoring average. How do we score one way versus the other? So, you ready to tee it up 6
Sun is
straight
coming
times?
up. Let's do it, man.
Let's get out there and let's see. Like I said, drop a comment. Let us know your prediction before we tee off of which one it's gonna be. Is it gonna be grip it and rip it, or wedge it home that's gonna result in a better score?
I'm curious myself.
Let's go find out.
All right, so first attempt, grip it and rip it, driver, and then the longest club, advancing it the furthest or closest to the hole we can. Here we go. All right, so second shot here, grip it and rip it. You got to take this thing as close to the hole as you can here.
Yeah, we got, on the watch, I got 274 to the middle. You know, and this is where it might vary. The second shot you hit might, depending on lie. But here, I think I got a good enough lie to get a 3-wood on it. So I'm gonna hit 3-wood.
Good shot.
I think it's gonna be just short of that front bunker.
But you got like 30, 40 left. Good.
Yep.
All right, it's 190 to the middle. A lot of trouble though. I mean, I don't know if I would normally maybe just try to hit some up the right side here and just try to take a short wedge in, but it's insane to go for that front pin that's protected by that bunker, but we got to grip it and rip it. Left side.
All right, just about a 50-yard to the front leave here. Gonna hit the 60 degree. Wow. Take that birdie putt, that's for sure.
Short game magic.
Hey man, great shot.
Thanks, dude.
Great shot. Way to kick it off the first way we're playing this hole.
Right?
Look at that. Tap that birdie in. Doesn't even need to take the head cover off. Look at that.
Good old 1 on the pin collect. That's a nice feeling.
Let's see if we can make it 2 birdies.
Oh, all right, man.
Quick down that hill.
It is quick. Par's good.
All right, 2-putt par for me. All right, start off pretty hot. We got some work to do to beat ourselves after that.
Do.
But all right, so this is, we're gonna play it again. Now this time we're gonna call it wedge at home. So wherever we are on that, after our drive, the next shot we're gonna play leaving ourselves some sort of wedge in rather than trying to stretch it as close as we can to the green. See how it plays out. Oh yeah, you took the right line this time.
I'm kind of where you were last time.
This hole is a lot longer over there, I found out. Okay, fairway bound.
You know, we should call the pro shop in between each try and just have the guy come out and change the whole location. What do you think? To make it a little more interesting. All right, I've got 251 to that front pin, 263 middle. So I think I'm gonna take a 9-iron here and leave myself 100 in.
So 100 in is your most comfortable wedge shot, you feel?
Yeah.
But, okay.
Yep.
All right.
I will tell you, it's weird hitting 9-iron 250 out. But
what's your 9-iron distance usually?
About 150.
150.
So
okay.
I'm just trying to work backwards and see what happens.
You're probably about $120 out.
Okay.
Let's see.
Cool.
All right. So better drive here. We learn real quick. The more left you stay on your tee shot, the more you cut of this hole you cut off. So I got a 220 here to the green. To the middle. I'm gonna just hit. I want to leave myself somewhere between that 100-yard range, somewhere like that. But I think what I'm actually gonna do, I'm gonna hit like a 6-iron here. Try to leave myself a little 60-degree wedge out. So I'm gonna hit a 6-iron somewhere down to where I was in the last hole and try to hit another 60. If I was going for the green here, I would probably hit my hybrid for about that 220 number for the 205 to the front. But we're gonna back it off.
Well executed.
Yep, right in the middle of the fairway.
Middle of the fairway, probably a 60-degree out.
Let's go
Just like you wanted.
Just like we drew it up. All right, what's your leave here?
Well, that was executed perfectly. I've got 99 in that front pin. Get my 60-degree. Try to put it tight for another birdie. What do you think?
I like the confidence at least.
Definitely much different than third shot over there.
Yeah.
Which I was able to control a lot better, being that close.
It's definitely not a chip shot. Right. You know, 100-yard leave, so
Full
see
swing.
what you do with it.
Oh.
Came up short?
Came up just a little short and rolled into that bunker. See what happens?
Yep. Come back down. Down that hill. Come on down. Oh, it stayed on the top ledge, huh? Not as accurate as last time. Nice touch.
Got that dew. High enough.
I thought it broke the other way. Good par.
Okay. Par bogey.
All right, go back. All right, we've now played it one of each way. So alternating, going back, rip it and rip it time.
Yeah, you like that spot.
I keep making this hole longer for myself. All right, a bit of deja vu here. 262 to the middle. Hole's a lot longer when you play it to the right. Got the 3-wood.
Smoked it, man.
Smoked that 3-wood.
Smoked it. 200 middle pin. 5-iron here. Let's see what happens. Oh. All right, left side again. Oh, right by the hole. Good shot. All right, I found myself in a familiar spot. I was over here on the first attempt at grip it and rip it, although I was a little bit up there, so I had a much closer chip. So now I got to do it from about 40. See if I can get it close.
Good shot. All right, we're back to the tee box for the fourth go around. We're back to wedge it home. I have parred the hole twice and made one bogey. Mike has parred twice and made one birdie. So let's see how these scores shake out. Back to the tee box. All right, so somewhat similar spot here. I got 272, so instead of hitting the 3-wood like I just did, I'm gonna hit the 5-iron and leave myself a wedge out. Wonder if I tried to place it too much. I was flirting with that right side bunker. Decision making?
Yeah, this is interesting now.
What do you got? What do you got left?
I got 180 to the front pin.
So normally you'd be going for this
I'd
green.
be all over with a 6-iron.
Yeah.
But I've been really, really happy with the way I've been playing it with that nice touch off the side of the green, getting it really close for those 1 or 2 putts for the either birdie or kick in par. So I'll try to play it up to that area and just try to do some short, because at that point, if I'm right off the green, I have a better shot of getting it close proximity wise for an easier putt.
Okay.
So that's what I'm thinking. And normally I wouldn't do this. It's nuts. Bothers me. You hit a pitching wedge here. There's my left side. Just where I want it to be. All right, I like that spot. Damn, I'm good at that shot.
Ah, not a good out.
Up, top deck again.
So there on my approach, I ended up pushing it right into that bunker, and not a good bunker shot from I was about 80 out, and I ended up in the front bunker. So this one is slipping away from me really quickly. Long par leave here. Like I said, this one's been a little bit of a mess.
Turn.
All right, I think I could tap that in for bogey.
Think so. All right.
2-putt bogey there. Is it high enough? Is it? All right, it's a good par. Missed the birdie, but it's a good par.
All right, dude, great drive.
All right, so normally I'm looking at this on the shot scope. For that front bunker that protects it is about 260.
Okay.
So normally I'd hit about a hybrid here just to take that out of play. There's no roll with all this wet dew, but there's a chance a 3-wood could roll into there. But we're doing grip it and rip it, so I'm hitting the 3-wood.
Okay. Good ball flight. Trending towards that bunker.
Right on me.
I think you hopped over the bunker.
Hopefully we cleared over that bunker.
I think you might be all right.
All right, let's drive up to your ball.
All right, as you can see from my shot scope data, I don't really get much use out of the hybrid. But 230, my 4-iron won't stretch there. This is a go for it, grip it and rip it. This is my 230 club, so let's go. Maybe I should use it more often.
Maybe you should. Did it get up? No.
Yes, it's right side of the green in the rough, first cut. So we got there. Oh, he went for the short side and he got lucky with the little bound like that. All right, uphill putt for birdie now.
Makeable birdie putt. Let's go.
Oh, come on, dude.
Whew. Come on, birdie. Get legs. Good par. Hey, do you own some sort of stake in this hole? Because, I don't know, what are you? You're 1 under.
I'm 1 under through 5.
Through 5.
5 attempts.
5 attempts. This is your spot.
I like it. I love it.
Whenever we come back here, you're going to be chomping at the bit to play 17.
And do you remember what happened on 17 when we played best ball scramble?
I chipped in for eagle.
Your chip in for eagle, which gave away a ton of shot scopes.
Remember that. That was wild.
Yes. Dude, you love that spot.
I do, don't I?
All right, strategy change here. I don't know why. Everything else is kind of working out, but I like how I'm hitting the ball from like 40, 50 off the sides of the green. So instead of, leaving myself with that 100, 120, that number that everyone likes, I'm gonna try to leave myself with like 40 or 50. So I'm gonna go with a 7-iron here, try to advance it about 180 yards down there, and that will leave me with about 50 yards left. All right, I got chunky, didn't hurt me. I got my 100 out, so plan B happened, not plan A.
All right, so similarly, for the sake of experiment here, I'm gonna go with what we would consider like the most conservative way kind of you can play this hole. So I'm gonna go with a very common thing a lot of golfers do. I do it myself sometimes. I'm gonna pull out a 7-iron and just try to leave it about that 100-yard shot out. Similar type of thing. Instead of stretching it and leaving myself only maybe a 50 wedge, I just wanna see what it would be like if I left myself a little bit more of a wedge shot in. Yep, that's gonna be a little bit longer than the wedges I've been hitting.
Almost. 85 left, not 50. but I'm gonna do the 60 degree, kind of like what I had on that other, where I came up a little short. Hopefully the same result happens now that I'm a little closer. Let me put this right on the green. Just like I drew it up.
Dancing. All right, so case in point, I've been hitting the 60 to death, right? Now I left myself a little bit more than the 60. So I've got the 52 in hand. I've got just about 100-yard shot here.
Good contact.
Maybe it's a little too much. Come on, come back.
A little spin back. I got that long birdie putt again.
Just a long birdie putt.
But it's a green.
But it shows it's a little bit harder, obviously, from further out to get it in tight. I mean, that's obvious.
It's obvious.
What'd you do? You saved the best for last?
Best for last, huh?
Wow.
We've been putting someone's tight today, so.
Yeah, you did. You do like that pin location.
But keep in mind, the ones I've been putting tight, I've been 30, 40 yards just off the side of the green. That one was from 100.
Right.
So I'm very happy about that.
But yeah, you got about a 4-footer about there for birdie.
Knee knocker.
The dew's burning off. It looks like it's getting a little quicker. I got this downhill putt.
Great putt. Stop there.
Stop though. All right, let's finish it strong with that birdie. Great bird.
Thanks, man.
Oh, come on.
Come on.
Oh, come on. 3-putt bogey. All right. All right, so real quick, we played it now 6 times, become very familiar with the hole, right? But let's go back to HQ. On the surface, it seems like grip it and rip it was the way to go. Taking a look at the scores here, you can see that, you know, there might be somewhat of a trend.
There might be.
But I want to dive
We're gonna dig a little bit deeper.
So we're gonna go back. We're gonna download all the data from the V3s, and then we're gonna dig in a little bit, and we may even get to compare that data against a larger group of golfers. So we get a bigger sample set. So let's head back to HQ and dig in.
Let's go.
All right, guys, so we're back at HQ, and now, Mike, we've had some time to both think about and look at the data.
Yep.
Right, so again, another big thing that's the benefit of having ShotScope is we're able to go back through hole by hole and look at each one. So what we want to do is we wanted to compare going for it on that second shot versus laying up on a par 5. So we're going to go through our data, and then in a second, I want to go through all golfers as a whole, or a larger pool of golfers as a whole. So breaking down to it, what did you find in the average scores?
All right, so average score for myself, going for it, my average on this par 5 was a 4.7. So I shot under par by going for it. Laying up, I think I parred it 3 times. The average was 5, pretty simple. For you, going for it, you made par, average was 5, and your layup average was 6.
Right, so our combined average is better going for it. Now, you might ask yourself why. It seems almost counterintuitive. Like most things in golf, everything seems counterintuitive. You hit down on the ball, it goes up. There's always these opposites in golf, right?
Right.
And the big part of the reason was by laying up, you end up leaving yourself a longer approach so your proximity goes down. So talk about a little bit about proximity.
Right, so combining our shots, all 12 holes, right, 6 times each, when we went for it, got as close to the green as possible, our average proximity to the hole on our third shot was 10.2 yards.
There you go.
Right.
Versus laying up?
I'm sorry, 10.2 feet. Versus laying up, which was 39.5 feet. So a huge difference, 4 times.
Yes, exactly. So interesting how that comes about. But if you think about it intuitively, if you are closer to the hole on a par 5, a closer approach shot is going to often lend itself to being closer ultimately to the pin.
Right.
Because it's easier to hit a short shot than it is to hit a long shot. Now, again, there are going to be some variations in the hole. You have to adapt to different holes. We're speaking in general, but it was interesting to watch it kind of play out as we play out. But if you're wondering, is that too small of a sample set, right? It's okay, it's 2 guys playing the same hole a couple of times, which was fun, by the way.
That was fun.
The nice part about ShotScope is that they've got thousands, tens of thousands of people using the ShotScope system, so they're able to access a much larger pool of data. So, as they went through and they released a similar study, actually kind of funny, right after we shot this, I saw this email at the study come out. Over 50,000 golfers tracked, it's over 65 million shots, and what they found was the same thing. Don't lay up. And here I'll read you exactly what they say. According to the ShotScope data, the closer golfers get to the green, the closer they will hit their next shot. In fact, proximity is cut in half between a 9-iron and a 4-iron. Overall, laying up costs golfers more than half a shot per hole. So we see that on the bigger data with all of the golfers, and we see that for ourselves. So it could be nearly 2 shots or more per round if you think about how many par 5s are out there. So what they found was, on average, shots to finish, 4.8 was the score on average on par 5s for laying up, whereas 4.2 was the average when you went for it. So,
I mean, yeah. I mean,
you guys always want an excuse to not lay up. You got one now. The science backs it up.
All right, so when the caddy hands you on that 250-yard shot and says, hey, I just hit this 150 and give yourself 100 in, say no. Give me that 3-wood, let's go.
Exactly.
Right?
Now, again, maybe there's something in there to consider, like a water or some sort of hazard. But Gavin said something smart. Gavin with ShotScope, and when he first was helping us look through the data, he said a big part of the reason is when you and I hit our second shot and we say, I want to leave myself 100 yards out. As amateur golfers like ourselves, we're not always accurate enough to hit that number.
Correct.
We're not always able to yardage ourselves that. So what ends up happening is we want a 100-yard shot in our layup, but we end up with 125 or something like that. It's not quite right, and then we're leaving ourselves a longer shot out. So we took out the 3-woods, we gripped it and ripped it. And and again, a lot of our 3-wood shots, if you go back and look at it, they weren't that they were right down the middle of the fairway.
Right.
Some were off to the side, whatever it may be, but it was easier for us, or the data shows it was easier to hit a 50-yard pitch shot from the rough than hit a 110-yard shot from the fairway.
And it's funny you said rough, because looking at all the attempts where I went for it, all of my second shots ended up in the rough. And it's funny, what was my distance after those shots? So the first one, 3 feet to the pin. Second one, 5 feet to the pin. Third one, 21 feet. So those first 2 shots, although I was in the rough, I still stuck them pretty close. When I was dead middle of the fairway, I was 45 feet from the pin when I got on the green.
Right, because you were 100 yards out there. Otherwise, you were around 25 to 24 yards out.
Right.
So it's an easier shot.
I wonder if it'd be a funny, like a fun follow-up to put 6 balls in the middle of a fairway at 100 yards and 6 balls off the left of the green at 40 yards. I mean, obviously, you're going to put the one over there. You're probably going to score better on the one, 40 yards.
As they're saying that the closer you are to the hole on that approach shot, the closer you are to the green, the closer your proximity is going to be to the hole. So, the data shows it, the bigger data shows it, us going out there and testing it shows it, but it was enlightening for me, and I'm gonna tell you the truth, I would have never guessed this. Just myself as a golfer for so long, I would have thought the laying up was the most conservative play, and that would result in the better scores. But in the reality, now it makes sense. Closer is gonna get you closer.
Yeah, absolutely. And if you guys have another idea, if you want us to go out and test like a short par 4, going for it versus playing conservative, something like that.
Yeah.
I love this stuff.
And you know what? I would challenge you guys to look into your own data. This is how you learn from it. The great thing about the ShotScope is it does all of this data tracking in the background. As you saw while we were playing, we didn't have to do anything. You're just wearing the watch. It's out there tracking your data, and then you can go back and you can start to really dig into it.
Right.
You can really mine in there. So if, take your data, take your ShotScope data, look at it, give it a hard look. Look at your scoring percentage on par 5s. What are you doing? What's your strategy? And this is the way you become a much smarter golfer.
Absolutely, totally agree.
Yeah, so thanks to ShotScope for helping us to test what we've always wanted to test. And big thanks to Crystal Springs and Ballyowen for giving us access to that hole for a while, that we could go through and play the same hole 6 times in a row.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. So thanks for watching, guys. Let us know what you think. What do you do? Do you go for it? Do you lay up? Drop it in the comments and let us know. We'll see you guys soon.